welcome back to Magnificent Monday CC recap of the week. Yeah, that it totally makes sense. So, if you're not familiar with this series, on Mondays we recap how we did in Cosmic Crucible from the previous weekend. So, we've just wrapped up season 16, week number 3, and we're about to dive in deep to how we did. Obviously, if you were here live, twitch.tv/OGDiamondDave, throughout the week, you would have seen how we did our hits live both on Temu Diamond Dave and also Diamond Dave. What you would have missed out is what I'm going to showcase first, and that's coming right up, and that's how Robert De Niro performed in Cosmic Crucible. Let's walk right through it. All right, digging in. Everybody knows this is my main account, Robert De Niro. We don't stream the CC anymore by popular demand. I was told that, hey, this account is completely and utterly unrelatable, okay? We can't imagine trying to do attacks with everything at 3 diamond and everything leveled up the day it comes out, so no problem, we don't stream it. But here's how we did, and spoiler alert, we did end up finishing 2-1. So we picked up a victory here with the 49,790 in the Trial 3. Let me try to just move out of the way. There you go. You can kind of see all of that, how it went down. So had a fairly good week of Crucible. So the round 1 was super close, super tight. Round 2 was even closer. And then round 3 was by a full match. So we had some efficiencies with the first run in match 1, efficiency in match 2, and then came down to a full room in room 3. So, or not in room 3, in the third round. So this is where we ended up. We lost 1 full point of tribunal reading. So that's great. 2-1 and lost a point. Gotta love that. So here we are. Yeah, let's just, we'll kind of walk through the fights real quick and we'll see. So round number 1, we went against Johnny Slugs. As we take a look at this, I ended up having to double sack and kind of come in here and clean up. It was not pretty. It was not lovely, but it was a double sack, and we got through the X team here. It was interesting. We'll say that for sure. As we take a look at this, I was unable to clear. Oof, this one hurt bad. I went in with the wrong team to begin with. Had some struggles. Didn't clear Mephisto Accursed. Long story short, looking back, probably should have just accursed this. You know, I wanted to use a curse elsewhere, so it was what it was. And I believe what we ended up wasting a curse was a curse Mephisto over here. So it is what it is. I might have misread the team comp, didn't pay attention to it because we're flying through it. Who knows? Who knows? But rooms 3, super simple here. You know, IMX into a Kahori team. There's some RNG in this fight, right? If your Storm gets stunned, which I've been seeing a lot less and less of lately, there's a challenge when there's Emma and Omega Sentinel. Even then, it was a calculated risk. Kahori's not, doing special right away, so it's like, no big deal. Went in here with a sack on a Starjammers team, because my Starjammers is on defense as well. Cleaned it up with Vigilante with a pretty clean cleanup, 79-68. And then kind of just came in with leftovers here with a little Quasar. Old Man Logan, Shadow King, Nightcrawler, and Black Knight against this Illuminati team. This kind of overperformed, not going to lie. When I went in with this, I said, you know what? I think this will be a strong sack. We'll see if we can't kill Hank and or Britain, just depending on where it went. And this matchup went really well, really, really, really fast. So I'm not going to say that I was like insanely surprised. I figured that we were going to do well and take out a couple, but Illuminati's got a ton of sustain. So like this counter for us, thought it worked out fairly well. And yeah, I would do it again. And then as we take a look at this, I did Odin Illuminati. I've been liking this because it one-taps Phoenix Force pretty much in all of its varieties. It's never pretty. Odin is usually the last one standing. Sometimes not even. Spoiler alert for head in the video. But yeah, ultimately, I like this fight a lot. The challenge is it's not very efficient. So if you are worried about efficiency, you can end up losing by 15, 20 points, and it's just out of this one room. It'll sap you for at least 15 points, like guaranteed. So think about it before you do it if you're in the middle of efficiency. But if you're thinking, hey, my defense has got some twist and some turns, and there might be some issues there, maybe you do it. Maybe that's an option for you. So as we went on to the losers bracket there, we went up against Buffalo Love, who's well known in the community, hangs out in Twitch chats quite a bit. GG's Buffalo. This one was a real big struggle here. Had another not full clear. Again with a double sack here. Didn't learn my lesson. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Didn't learn my lesson right here. Right? Went back in and said, you know what? We can do it again. No big deal. Guess what? We can't. Oh, wait, I'm still in the same fights. I'm sorry. I'm still in the same fights. I learned my lesson here. I thought I did, but I didn't. There it is. Why is it showing me the exact same fight? What is going on right now? Never mind. I didn't learn shit. Sorry. I'll try to edit the cursing out. I doubt I'll get there, but yeah, same problem. So, what? It's showing me literally the exact same fights here. Was I on the wrong one to begin with? I was on the wrong one to begin with. This video is so fucking scuffed. This video is so fucking scuffed. Oh my god. Now I'm reading chat. Well, we're leaving it all in because editing is the bane of my existence, and I don't have time to edit a lot of videos. So this is what happened. We one-shot it first. Then I took the same thing into week 2. Yeah, so we did one-shot an XComp. It didn't have Odin and it didn't have Null. Those are 2 gigantic things, and I obviously just screwed that up in the one next to it. So this is my week 1 loss. This is still my loss. The other one was we actually surprisingly won. So this was a sack. This was Orcus went in here just to kind of burn down these guys. Had I known what I known from the second one, I might have just, you know what I mean? We might have just taken this in. This handled it so well. I think maybe that's why I had a little bit more about actually taking him out, but I digress. And then we got IMX taking out a Superior 6. Obviously that was fairly simple. I completely screwed that up. This fight, so I brought Ares this time, hoping that I'm not black. Shuri could get off the taunt here. No, it didn't work. I also tried this another time with a skirmisher Shuri. It still doesn't work. So it was what it was. This is a slightly better efficiency with a 55 because we had a couple characters stay alive, but slightly better efficiency. Similar here, double sack. This is it. Liberty sack, Infinity Watch sack. Just trying to get Mephisto's ult. Came in here with a Vigilante cleanup and cleaned it up fairly efficiently. But again, it was a double sack. And then Night Stalkers going into Night Stalkers here. It's pretty straightforward. We did lose Man Thing, though. We did lose Man Thing. Room 6 can be a little awkward. Next time, I might drop Agatha for Nightcrawler. I've got Nightcrawler on offense, so definitely do that. As we just previewed, we went through here where we didn't clear this room, made some bad choices, etc. And then week 3, we went up against Commander 01. Commander 01, we dropped 1 fight, they dropped 2. But this fight was a little bit different. So they have a Cursed with Quasar. I kind of came up with a team here. I said, you know what? I like Mephisto to go with the basic on Jugs, right? Early on, that immediately drops them to 3-piece. So I like that a little bit. I didn't account for not bringing Echo or somebody else for the assist. So once Quasar went, just kind of started absolutely deleting people. So luckily, this kind of, it held in the end, but definitely was not the best one. But it was a one-shot. That was important. So we brought in Odin, Illuminati, and Old Man Logan against the Fantastic Four Odin team. So just decided, hey, Illuminati does really well against these folks. With the speed up, you end up being just a touch faster. And you're able to go. My Old Man Logan stopped them from getting charges. So it felt like this match was never really out of hand. Accursed into their Illuminati. It was a pretty straightforward fight at 8371. Night Stalkers with Kestrel into their partial Orcus, Emma, Omega Red team. Things of that nature. It was all good. Yeah, I like that. Everyone's trying to get my attention because my camera broke. I love it when that happens. So we'll come back to the camera after this video is done. That'll be a great one, friends. So super sorry that you don't just get to see my reaction here. I guess I'm gonna have to edit that. The Cursed fight. Hopefully I spliced that kind of together because the camera. Anyway, we're back. And then we brought Night Stalkers going into the Orcus-ish team here. They had maybe trying to avoid the Immortal counter a little bit. We had Night Stalkers available. And then we took this one in. Shout out, Bloodless Talk. Shout out. We took our Thunderbolts directly into Superior 6 and handled up fairly easily. My opponent has not chosen to invest G20 resources into their Superior 6. So this fight was done fairly quickly. So, and then we take a look at Room 6. This one is when I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and basically sack it. I literally said, I'm going to sack it with Immortal. Make sure I get Phoenix dead, and then we'll come clean it up with something big and powerful. And it was Cabal. So that's what we did. That's what we did, and it worked out fairly well. Might consider doing that in the future. Just depends on if we can use Odin Illuminati to one shot something else that we may have to double sack. So that was my thought process there. Is I just didn't want to double sack anywhere else, and felt like if I could drop only one, we might be okay versus defense. They had a lot on offense. They had a ton on offense. So that's essentially the week and how it took out. So if we take a look at how it went, Johnny Slugs is who we lost to in the first round. We are 6 points less efficient right there. And sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? Other than that, we were so much more efficient than everybody else in our bracket. 6 points less efficient than the one person who beat us. I think we had a pretty successful round of Cosmic Crucible. That's what I would say right now. So I'm super excited about it. I think it's absolutely and utterly fantastic. I'm looking forward to next week's CC. Good luck to you all in those brackets. Let's get on to the next. All right. So we ended with a victory here. So that should put us at 2-1 on the week for Also Diamond Dave. This is a live streamed account. We do some testing here. We do some fun. But ultimately 2-1, we'll take it. Sitting in Masters 3 right now. As we take a look at this again, probably the most efficient in our bracket. But yeah, couldn't quite pull out the win against PT Samurai in round 2. So that's how the cookie crumbles here. I'm not going to detail this in crazy depth because we did live stream. Those are typically available on YouTube as well in the save section. But Cursed Mephisto against the Cursed Quasar. Vigilante into Starjammers. Just right into it, by the way. This only works because they gave us a Howard. If they didn't give us a Howard, I probably wouldn't have tried it. But they gave us a Howard, so it was pretty easy to do it from there. Illuminati going into like a Kahori-ish team. Pretty simple there. Got IMX going into I'll call them Superior 6. And then we got Night Stalkers, then the Night Stalkers. I used Big Time, right? Flip the taunt, rewind their blade, etc., etc. And then we just did a double sack here into a Fantastic Four Odin. This was a pretty wild comp, right? Mephisto, along with Professor X. We just went ahead and double sacked it. Said, you know what? Let's just double sack it. Let's just double sack it. I'm going to have to get those turned off, I think. I didn't realize that may get me in trouble on YouTube. We'll find out. We will find out if that's working. But I may have to turn them off if I get in trouble for YouTube. I don't know. So, all right, we got picked up at win there. PT Samurai was able to take care of us here. And then we got a Liberty. This was a fail on our part. This was such a fail on our part. I totally forgot that I had this team. As I was on the next fight, looking around, I forgot I had them. So remember who you have. This is the problem of playing too many Crucible and too many counts. So I had to just eat the L right there. And then we brought in 3-piece Fantastic Four along with APOC and Old Man Logan into this random Odin comp. Took care of business pretty easily there. Double sacked their X comp. Said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and double sack it. Came in here. Let's talk about that. It wasn't really a double sack, right? So the Night Stalker's Quasar was more of a sack attempt to kill Jugs, right? That was the time. And then if I take a look at this one, we had a Cursed Mephisto. I thought we could get in there and just delete their X. Well, guess what? Null gave us the problems. So we came in and cleaned it up. Obviously, these last 3 characters were fine to clean up with, but this was a struggle. Not going to lie. Cabal took out Thunderbolts, their Thunderbolt variant, I should say. IMX takes out this like absolute A-Force variant, things like that. And then Odin Illuminati, trusty. Gotta love it. I might have the worst YouTube videos in history. How is it showing the wrong screen? Let's take a sip of the water. So here we are. So what you've missed really quickly on the results here, we'll fly right through it real quick. Pause if you'd like. These are the fights that we just talked through where you were too busy watching my bracket right there. Where I was up over there. I gotcha. Yeah, I see. And now you've caught up to everything that I just said. So after the loss here, we went in against Shatter yesterday, and we struggled. We struggled mightily right here, right? We struggled mightily. So we said, you know what? Let's double sack, then use Mephisto. That worked out well for us, along with the Curse of Mephisto. After a double sack here, this was an interesting one. We couldn't quite figure out who to do this with. So suggestion came in from chat about using Mysterio here. Oh yeah, there will be 0 edits in this video, Zastin. There will be 0 edits in this video. But Mysterio, along with Black Cat and the Death Proofs, are what saved us long enough to pull X's ult, which made this fight work. Otherwise, we walk into an X ult and we're not clearing. So it was close. Vigilante into Vigilante is a pretty straightforward fight. Odin Illuminati into the Fantastic Four was overkill. Probably didn't even need Odin, is what it felt like. Although we did lose Black Knight. Or Black Bolt. We did lose Black Bolt. But I digress. IMX going into this Kahori APOC comp. Again, pretty easy. No Emma here, so we're ensured that Omega Sentinel will not go before Storm. We got Stalkers with Big Time going into regular Stalkers. Makes sense. And then we went ahead. This one was a challenge. So I had seen somebody beat my Phoenix Force with Cabal earlier in the week. So I said, you know what? Let me try this. And what I failed to really remember is that person's Cabal was also G20 and mine definitely was not. So we were left with a slight imbalance, and it definitely did not work. Also slightly different Cabal comp. This one we had a safeguarded Gladiator contend with, and I did not have that with mine. So therein lies the problem. Now, the second hit, this was a pleasant surprise, everybody. This was an Orcus sack to say, hey, let's just see if we can do something, maybe get someone dead. Well, we got Thanos, Gore, and Phoenix dead, and it kind of looked good close to the end there. I wish I could get in and show you the replay. Obviously, I cannot. That'll be a little bit of a challenge from the maintenance this morning, but, it is what it is. What can we do? Came in, cleaned this up with a Superior 6 and Ares variant. We're able to just kind of outspeed them. They never took a turn, so there it is. There it is. So that's the match right there. That's the match right there. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Temu for us real quick. I'm going to remember to actually turn on Temu this time. Hey, there we go. And let's take a look at Temu. So Temu also finished 2-1. 2-1 this week. So we got a one shot. Our opponent managed to drop a room. I did go back and look at the replay. It looks like they might have crashed, which sucks for them because they would have put up a 204 to my 178. So I'll take a win, but I don't feel like I really earned this one. I think it might have been a crash. So it is what it is. But hey, we're back to Diamond 3. We're crawling our way back towards Masters. It's a fun ride. For those of you that know, Temu is as close to free to play as I could possibly be. If you weren't here at twitch.tv/OGDiamondDave earlier Monday afternoon, July the 28th, we had some fun scraping together enough training mats to level the new Fantastic Four team. We cored for most of them, got them through the free-to-play event, and oh my gosh, like we got it, but we're out of T4s. We have 0 training materials. We got like 5 million gold left. It is a disaster area on this account right now. So we'll have to work to rebuild our stockpile of supplies. Now, we were fortunate to have saved enough to level 3 characters in one day. That doesn't typically happen, but it is what it is. Let's get on. First one was against X-Force right here. As we take a look, we went ahead and did an IMX into a Liberty comp. That's pretty straightforward. Most folks know what's going on right there. Took a Cabal into a Astro comp. Yep, that makes sense. Odin Illuminati into a Phoenix Force. This one also had Kahori. So win-win for us. 83-58, slightly better. We took Starjammers here. We tried our Starjammers to go into theirs. They did actually 2-piece Starjammers, 3-piece Annihilators. So this one was wild, walked all over us. There were some punch downs, but I'm not going to consider that it's solely on that, obviously. Tried to clean it with Vigilante. That didn't work. We did kill Howard, though. And then a lowly Super Skull came in, which generated a fantastic clip of me screaming at Super Scroll to do his job. It was a wonderful clip. I love it. But 7532 would not recommend this strategy in this room going forward. Accursed Mephisto took out a Illuminati, pretty simple, with Black Knight over there. And then we got Stalkers going into Stalkers. They got a Mephisto. I brought a Null. It's pretty simple right there. As we look at day 2, going against Old Man Logan here. This one was a little bit more of a challenge and a struggle, I'll tell you that for sure. Orcus Mephisto. So what did I say? Well, hey, Null Night Stalkers. Well, guess what? There's a lot of assisting going on, and they just took us out. So that was a little wild to begin with, but we did clean it with a Vigilante, so we didn't need a double stack Mephisto. That's a win in my book. Just saying. Odin Illuminati with an 8349. This one was rough. This one was rough. Seeing a 1 diamond Omega Fred on the other side of the table was, whoo boy. But we got through it. It just wasn't clean. We got Accursed Mephisto going into their X comp. So this was one of the first times I fought an X on this account. One shot it fairly easily. They didn't put a Kingpin or a Null in with their X. So Mephisto was able to just go ahead and snap him down to half life, immediately special up, get him down to like 20%, and he just kind of died from the bleeds from there. We got a Starjammers going into a Fantastic Four team. So we looked at this one and said, hey, we're still going to get speed bar. Right? We won't get speed stat, but we'll get speed bar. And guess what they did? So luckily we were able to get through that one. 8364, fairly clean. You know, always could be better. And then Super Scroll along with the Thunderbolts team. This was wild. This was a big one. Thought we were going to perform better here in stage 5. Guess what? We didn't. 8357, it's clean, but that's it. And then this Night Stalkers team, we thought we could bring in Cabal, APOC with Kang. And just did not go our way, that's for sure. Struggled across the board with this team. Never really got going. We did Kang Basic into the Stalkers. I think it has something to do with this room and how much they heal. It was weird, right? Very, very strange. But able to clean it with New Warriors fairly simply. And then rounding out the last day against Crumpets, again, like I said, we one-shot it. So today, assuming that the crash didn't happen, I really think it was a crash. So we'll have to see. And then as you take a look at all of these fights, Big Time Spider-Man against Nightcrawler, everybody else is fairly equal. Worked out well for us with all skirmishers. Immortal took out their team here. Much better in room 2. I think it might have been room 5. This is also not a 3 million or a giant 2 million punch up. This was a punch down, so maybe that could be it too. We did get an additional, I thought we got an Hyperion in this fight, so maybe the extra firepower helped. Hard to say. Starjammers going into their Fantastic Four. Again, speed bar, not speed stat. Feel comfortable with Starjammers going into this team. Be careful who they pair up with them. If they pair them up with like Professor X, I don't think straight Starjammer is going to take it. So, you know, if you're looking for that type of advice, I'd be worried. Now this one, 8349, our Odin died. Oh, wow. While the Carnage was still alive. This was a wild fight right here. Their Carnage killed our Odin. And we didn't have to pause. We didn't have any of that. We just ended up winning. It was amazing. What a fight. What a fight that one was. Too bad I can't show the replay. And then we've got Accursed Mephisto going into like this Mephisto cohort comp. Again, no charges here. We go faster. Mephisto and Power ulted, sure, but Juggernaut just said, nope, flipped it all up. It was nice. And then we got a Cabal Black Cat going against the Liberty Dorm. Super straightforward. 8367. So it wasn't the absolute cleanest, but that's how we did. And that's been your recap. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched to the end to right now, I want you to comment in this YouTube video with like Papega Mega lol, laughing at me for my tragic mess ups with the stupid camera and not switching screens and doing all the bad things this streamer shouldn't do. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!